Which of these two people is actually meditating? The answer might surprise you. When I was a monk, I had a really clear image of what it meant to meditate. The Buddhist word for it is bhavana. Bhavana means to cultivate or develop your mind. And to make it even more specific, it means that you remove impurities. Yet this is kind of strange because you have two kinds of meditation in Buddhism. One which just calms the mind, and one which actually removes these impurities, as they're called. Yet both forms of meditation is called meditation. And then when you talk to someone who's not a Buddhist monk and who doesn't meditate 10 hours per day, then they would say, well, I'm meditating when I'm fishing, when I'm mowing the lawn, or when I'm doing the dishes, or when I'm just playing with my children, and that's meditation for me. So who is right here? It's not actually that clear cut, because it depends on what you want to do. The problem we have is that much of what we know about meditation or practices that monks did was based for men who lived out in the forest by themselves and just had people bring food to them, and all they did was just sit and focus on what happened inside of their mind. That was their full-time job. And then we try to take that practice and we put it into our daily lives, which is very difficult because it's just so removed from that lifestyle. The definition of meditation would be to observe your mind and remove these things called impurities, which I won't go into here, but basically it means that you observe how your mind is reacting to things around you, and then you respond to that with equanimity, meaning a calmness, a non-reaction towards it. Actually not a non-reaction, but a non-pushing and pulling towards it would be a good way of describing it. That would be the definition of meditation for someone who wants to do it old school, more like we talk about a monk doing it. But if we then look at meditation, how it's actually used today for most people, meditation means to calm your mind. You get still in your mind, you find peace. You find that space where you're here and now, and you're centered. And for many people that can happen when they, like I said before, when they're fishing, or when they're even doing the dishes, playing with your kids. You can have it when you're out taking a walk, being by the ocean, just experiencing nature. So for a lot of people, that actually is meditation, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's actually a really good definition of meditation, but we can separate these two. So I would call that concentration meditation, or let's call it calmness meditation. And then I have the other meditation that I would call insight meditation, or vipassana as it's called, where you're doing something quite different, when you're actually trying to change your mind somehow. The different advantages of these two is that in the calmness meditation, it's very quick. You can just focus on your breath, and you can just you get calm, or you take a walk outside, and you can feel that peace and that gentleness and that softness that gets when you're out in nature. Whereas with insight meditation, that's actually a very long process that takes a lot of time. Most of the time, it can happen very quickly sometimes. But the idea is that you observe your mind to change permanently how you react to reality around you. When you get calm, it's more of a short-term solution. A way that is often described is that this kind of meditation is like pushing down the grass, and it's lying down, but as soon as there's rain, sun, and the nutrients that grass needs to grow, then the grass is going to get up again. So you can get calm, but as soon as you get in a situation where you're stressed again, you're going to get stressed. Now, insight meditation, the thing that's different about that is that you're actually trying to remove the grass. You're removing these weeds or impurities, so that the next time you're in a situation where you would get stressed, you actually don't get stressed, because you fundamentally change somehow how you relate to reality. And I would also say that it's impossible to separate these two. You'll always do a little bit of both. I like to think of them both as really beneficial as long as you do something. It doesn't really matter what you do, how long you do it. If you meditate 5 seconds per day, hey, at least you started meditating. If you meditate 15, 16 hours per day, well, then you probably don't need any motivation from me to start meditating. So just keep doing whatever you're doing. And remember, it's not about doing that for 1 week and then you're done. You have to keep on doing this for months, for years, for the rest of your life preferably, to get the real benefits of meditation. The most important thing of all when meditating is be kind to yourself.